Hey guys, Catherine here. It's February 12th and I am going to show you another charm for Valentine's Day. Today I want to make a charm in the shape of a rose for my grandfather. He had a rose garden that was beautiful, and he kept roses, and he did a lot of photography of them as well. So I feel like a rose for him would be an excellent thing. I want to start off at the center of the rose, and I am going to do that by taking a bit of purple and just shaping it into a ball. Once I've got a more or less ball shape, I'm going to pinch it into a cone at one end, and that is going to give me the center of the rose to build the petals around. I want this rose to be a blue rose, and actually I want this to be a little lighter, so I think I'm going to add some lighter colors into this real quick and mix it in. Blue roses do exist, but they are generally pale. They aren't usually this dark. So I would like to make this clay a little lighter. There we go. And I'm just mushing it together until the color evens out and everything's swirled in evenly. There we go. Well, there we go. That's just a little lighter. It's still not as light as an actual blue rose, but I do want it to be vibrant as well. And if I go too much lighter, it's going to start looking gray. So this will be my rose color. And then to make the petals, what I'm going to do is just pinch off a little bit less, roll it up into a ball, and then squish it flat and hope it doesn't stick to me, which it totally is. Try again. Roll it up into a ball and squish it flat. There we go. And then take and place that petal around the center of the rose and smooth it down. And then do the same thing over and over and over again until I have a rose. Go. Just a bit of clay, roll it around, make it flat. Place it around the rose center and press it down. Go. Go. And same thing again and again until it is done. Try to keep your petals going around in the same direction, if you know what I mean by that. I am overlapping them in the same direction each time, and I happen to be going clockwise. Roses do grow outward in a spiral, but they can go either counterclockwise or clockwise, so that doesn't matter. They do just grow outward in a spiral, so you'll want to try and make your roses all overlap each other in the same direction, because it will look like a rose if you do. Go. And then I'm slowly making the petals bigger as I get outward. Here we go. And rolling it and flattening it and stretching it a little bit maybe. There we go, and then on, and tipping it out a little bit now. Making sure to keep them always spiraling outward in the same direction. Oh, that one's going to be too big, I can tell. Making the petals slightly larger, but not that much larger than the previous petal each time. Ooh, see? Too big. I knew it. Even after I pulled some off, it was still too big. That's okay. It does kind of just fold over and let you try again. If at first it doesn't look right, just mush it back together and start over. Go. And then peel it off my finger and set it on and encourage it outward a little bit. Roses are really, really beautiful, useless things. And sometimes it's nice to have useless things. Not everything has to have a purpose, although generally I do like things to have a purpose. It is nice for things to have a purpose too, but not everything needs it. And roses are one of those things that doesn't have to have a purpose to be wonderful. Go, next petal. And a little bit of clay, roll it around and squish it flat. Pull it off my finger. Ah, I'm getting kind of covered in clay. Well, that may be why it's starting to stick to me. Let's roll it back up again and try again. Yeah. Pick up those little bits that came off. Squish it flat. And add it to the pile. That one ended up being a little bit small. That's okay. Just stretch it out a little bit. There we are. This one's sort of a repetitive one, but that's all right. Sometimes repetitive things allow us to have a little bit of time to think. Think about what we want to do. Think about the people that we're making our projects for. And think about what we plan to do next. For instance, today is the 12th, which means tomorrow is the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, and it is the last charm that I'm doing. Go. I'm not doing a charm on Valentine's Day itself. I would like to make sure that I do everything, or that I can, for Valentine's Day, and I would like to make gift boxes for these charms that I am making. So, in the spirit of making gift boxes for these charms, I'm going to do a gift box video on Valentine's Day itself. Go. That way you can see how I make the gift boxes for these charms. That one was a 2-for-1. I pulled off it ended up long, so I pulled off the bottom and then turned it around and put it back on in the opposite direction. This rose is almost done. It needs maybe 2 more petals, and then it'll be finished. Go. I do think I'm also trying to squish the petals too thin, which might be part of why they're sticking to me. But there we go. 1. Oopsie. R. 1. And yes, it'll definitely want 1 more. Well, that's all right. And there we go. Two. There we have it. And there we go. The final petal of the rose. Now I just have to plump the petals back up because I have squished them on the top a little bit with pressing from the bottom, and there we are. Okay, and then what I want to do is leaves. I'd like to do leaves and a hip around the base in green. So I've got this green here, and I'm just going to take a piece off and roll it into a ball for the hips, and then take my dotting tool and open up one side of the ball, and pinch it outward. There we go. And then place it on the bottom of the flower and grab my toothpick and smooth those down and draw a line down the center of each of them. Smooth them down, draw a line, smooth, and line. Alright, and that gives me the base of my rose. And then I do think I want to just arrange these petals just a little bit more. Because I don't want them pressed down too much at that center there. There we are. And then I need to take and place an eye pin in it. And I really do like placing eye pins in the bottom of flowers so that they hang down like that and you have to flip them over to see the flower. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got an eye pin here, and it is 2 eye pins. But it is a little bit too long, but not a whole lot too long. So trim it down a little bit and put it in my pliers and press it down the center of the back firmly, seating it in, and there we have it. a rose charm for my grandfather for Valentine's Day. If you liked this video, let me know. If you didn't like this video, let me know too. I would be happy to hear what you think I could do better in the future. Go ahead and leave a comment down below with what you think. And thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with the final charm.